Hi guys, it's Wednesday again, and I got a stack of books sitting next to me, so I'm gonna tell you about them. Actually, my two favorite books aren't in this pile because I gave them to somebody, maybe Tori, I'm not sure, but it's Stargirl and Love Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli, and they have to be my favorite books ever, other than the Harry Potter books. I just love Stargirl's character, I want to be like her. Another good book to read is Smiles to Go. That's by Jerry Spinelli too. I just really like his writing. This one's The City of Bones, and I'm going to beat Tori up if she says that she hasn't read this one yet, because I read The Hunger Games in exchange for her reading this one, because this is a really good book. And the other, there were two, and now there's three, and there's a prequel, and it's getting out of hand. But this one was a good book. This book is Shiver, and I highly recommend this book. It has to be my favorite love story that I've read so far. It's about a girl and a werewolf, but they're not like Twilight werewolves. They're like werewolves that only change during the winter, like when it starts getting really cold, and then when it gets hot out again, they turn back into humans, but like every year, like they start changing earlier and earlier until like they stay wolves, and like I don't know, it's just a really cute love story. Glass Wars. It's Alice in Wonderland, but not, because there's an alternate dimension, and Alice is a princess, and then the Red Queen kills her parents, and then she hops through a portal, and the Mad Hatter's like this assassin guy, and Alice ends up in England, and after a while her magic powers start fading, and she gets adopted, and then she meets Lewis Carroll, and he writes a book about her, but it's not true because it's not like the world in The Looking Glass Wars, and it's a whole series, and it was a good new view of Alice in Wonderland. This is one of my all-time favorite books, A Little Princess. I don't know how many times I've read this book, but it's still amazing, and I love watching the movies. I have them on VHS. Flowers in the Attic was a really good book, and it was really addicting, and I couldn't put it down, and I wanted to know how it ended, even though I knew how it ended because I had seen the movie, which was a pretty close portrayal of the book, I think, from what I remember. And I'm not sure why it was so addicting, because the whole book is basically them being stuck in an attic. This one is Sweet Scarlet. This was a really good book. I had to read this for school, like it was my choice book for summer reading. And it was such a good book. I'm so glad that I was forced to read this. And it's about this girl, Scarlet, who lives in a hotel with her family. Like, they own the hotel, but it's not doing too well because nobody goes there, and they're losing money, and they might have to sell it. But then this rich, like, actress lady comes and starts living there, and she's a little cuckoo. And she, like, employs Scarlet to be her, like, manager. And so Scarlet has to do like all these weird things, and in the meantime she's falling in love with this guy that she shouldn't be falling in love with, because she's going to be like a freshman or a sophomore, and she's falling in love with this college kid, and her brother's supposed to be going to college in the fall, but he hasn't decided which college he wants to go to because he's an amazing, I think it's a cook, and he got a full acceptance there, but then like he wants to act, and it's just a really funny book. You should definitely read this one. I also suggest that you read Shel Silverstein poems, because they're my favorite poems and they're really cute, and anything by Shel Silverstein is worth reading. I don't have my book right now because it's chilling up in Orlando, but you should read those too. I'm a kid at heart, and this is one of my other favorite books. It's a kid's book, so it's not long at all. Most of it is pictures. It's The Stinky Cheese Man and Other Fairly Stupid Tales. It's basically just spin-offs of normal fairy tales, and they're dumb, but they're funny, and it still has the tabs in it from when I gave a speech on it in 8th grade. This is a good book if you ever want to read a kid's book. Here's my list of books not to read. Dear John. I hated this book. I thought it was dumb because of the way it ended, and it made me sad, and I cried a couple times. Willow. I thought this one was dumb too. I don't really want to read a book about somebody cutting themselves and then being depressed and then blah 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 blah, and it was dumb. And last but not least, A Smart Girl's Guide to Boys, which I got in 3rd grade, and look at where it's gotten me. Maybe see you tomorrow, AJ. Maybe. So, bye.